Let's talk about Broadcom. Broadcom is a company that is the 13th company to reach $1 trillion valuation, I believe.
Incredible.
In the history of the stock market. It was up 25%, I think, Friday.
Running again today.
10% today.
Yeah.
So talk about Broadcom. I know that's one of the companies. Actually, Mike, can we put this screenshot up? Because I know you have put that in EYO University app in September. So let's put this screenshot up to kind of explain. Okay, so talk about that because you talked about this company. So what's the vibe with Broadcom?
Yeah, we spoke about it a few times. Definitely in September. At the time, I think they were about to report their third quarter earnings. Around the infrastructure of AI, we talked about Nvidia. We talked about TSM, obviously from a manufacturing standpoint. But inside it, these chips need to run at a high efficiency, and one of those high efficiency producers of equipment is Broadcom. And so if we've seen this happen, right, like we talk about the ecosystem of AI, this is one of those links that is necessary. And so if Nvidia is rising, and we saw what they did, and I don't know if great is good enough anymore for Nvidia earnings, right? We see 7% growth, and that's not great. We see it happening inside the space. This is the next one in line. They had a ridiculous quarter. I think $87 billion. It was just absolutely, they blew out their earnings. The guidance is until 2027, right? We talk about companies in the stages of where, like, hey, will they talk about next quarter's guidance, or will they talk about next year's? They're talking about their guidance and their roadmap till 2027, which tells you that they are in firm belief of their growth potential. Obviously, we've been talking about it. We said put it on your watch list. We put some calls, obviously, in EYL University at 170, and the return has been incredible. I think we got up to 300%. There's a lot of people who made some calls on that. So shout out to everybody that made money. But this is the type of thing when we talk about the economy around a space, whether it be data centers or whether it be AI. Yes, it's cool to have the company that is leading the charge, which is Nvidia, and that's great. And most people are like, well, I'll wait till Nvidia comes down, or did I miss the boat on it? Maybe, right? But there's things that have to work in order for Nvidia to continue to excel. Broadcom is one of those companies in that chain. It has made too much sense, and this is why it's leading right now.
And one thing that I do love about Broadcom, so when a sector takes off and like Nvidia is leading the race, look for the CEOs who are incredibly quiet and the teams that are quiet who are just executing. Like the stock is up with $123, $133 in 1 year. For that space, home run numbers, home run executive management, they just keep their head down, focus, make the products better. You couldn't ask for a better return out of this company and better leadership out of this company, while a lot of other companies kind of fell to the wayside. So they've been incredibly focused, and it's definitely paid off for them.
Yeah, and they pay attention to the partnerships and who they're aligning with, right? So when Apple says that they're going to decide to try to create their own chip, well, who they partnering with, right? Broadcom is right there, right? So you're talking about a $3 trillion company that says, hey, we're going to partner with this company that has high efficiency when it comes to semiconductors. These are the type of things you want to align with. When there's future growth, is there, and you can see the roadmap, and the company believes in it, and you have Mag 7 companies partnering with it. These are all the signs you need to see. When we talk about catalysts inside of a position, these are the catalysts.
Meanwhile, Intel is negative $25 over the same 1 year period. Babe boy, who was writing on my YouTube, where you at? I ain't seen you on the show about 8 months, 9 months. It's not coming back. Muerta, Spiritu Santo.
And Intel, I mean, even with the US granting it $8 billion, has still just been trading, I mean, under $21. I told people, like, look, yes, Broadcom is important in terms of hyper efficiency. Same reason why I talked about Micron, and we saw Micron have a great day. We're anticipating having a great quarter when they report on Wednesday. They're in the memory sector, so there's pockets inside of AI that we need to just make sure that we keep on our watch list and look at, because there's potential growth that's sitting there, right? It's trading under, I think it was at 110 or 102 earlier this morning. It was at a high of 135 in August. There's opportunities. We just got to make sure that we see them.
Yeah, for sure. So, and with that being said, so yeah, you said showed the screenshot that was in EY University of the 170 call that was called in September. So I say that to say we are a few weeks away from the book launch of our first novel. You Deserve to Be Rich, and it comes out January 15th.
14th. Yep.
But what we did last month, we did a 48-hour bonus. If you had the pre-sale, you got the stock option boot camp. And we actually, it was a part 2 that was planned to this all along. So this is the last pre-sale push that we'll be making. So we're doing another situation similar to this. So for the next 48 hours, Troy in EYO University, after he did the stock option boot camp, it's like a 45-minute video where he actually went over how he looks at stocks from a charts perspective and how he actually uses artificial intelligence. We talked about this a few times in Chicago and a few other places.
Are you gonna give him that breakdown? Ooh, boy.
Hey, that Chicago. I mean, we got to go back to that Chicago. In that performance, and I'll call it performance. There was a company that we talked about that was trading at $400 called HubSpot.
For sure.
That company is now trading at $447. All from artificial intelligence, which gave me the plug to it. So I mean, it's there.